Welcome to the Castro Valley Compass.
To start off, let's
I love that.
let's define what is the Chamber of Commerce.
Well, let me tell you, the Chamber of Commerce is primarily responsible for promoting economic growth and development within our company by advocating for the interests of our members and businesses, often through networking opportunities, lobbying government officials, and organizing events to support our local businesses and the overall community prosperity. So we just support our businesses and the local community, period.
Excellent. And that's, it was funny because we just had the Best of Castro Valley Eden area 2 weeks ago, I think it was. And man, what a great gathering. There were so many people there. It's a really good sign of how vibrant and full of life the Chamber is becoming and showcasing that of the Castro Valley community. I mean, maybe you can speak to that a little bit, Gary.
That was incredible. Yes, he has all the stats for us.
Yes, it was the first time this had gotten launched in this area, any kind of Best of Castro Valley we were aware of. So we were very excited to be the facilitator to bring it to the area. We ended up with 89 categories, which was a record for the company Voterfly that helps us put it on.
Wow.
But we really felt that there were so many categories and people to embrace in the community just doing amazing things. So everything from your best margarita to your best children-based nonprofit to your best event, all those things were showcased and really brought a lot of attention to a lot of Castro Valley businesses. I think we had over 15,000 people vote, so it was a really engaging process. And then as many people came to our installation mixer with our awards ceremony, we were standing room only over at the Moose Lodge.
Another record set.
Yeah. So it was really fun. We're already planning on doing it again for 2025. So everybody sharpen your recipes and your customer service, and we'll be doing it again.
That's great. A lot of people consider Castro Valley a bedroom community where there's really not much happening. People just live here and they commute and go elsewhere for things like nightlife and, activities, businesses. And it's really, I think, a great, important job that you guys are doing to help people realize that we've got a really great business community here with a lot of really cool and creative people.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. My first goal is to, get the residents here to realize what great restaurants, great businesses to support right here locally are, and then really push out and have people from our surrounding communities come to Castro Valley to enjoy things that we have here, the marketplace, the ice creamery, any of these other types of really unique things that we have. I hear almost on a daily basis people going to Walnut Creek or Pleasanton to do things, to eat, to shop, and really we want to support local and we want to advocate for everybody here to support local, but we also understand that the business has to be relevant to them. So both to our own community and to the communities around us, to be able to bring those people and other people driving in to visit the amazing Castro Valley.
And there's been a lot of changes lately. I mean, with the marketplace opening up and the whole Phil's Coffee area and that stuff, I mean, it really is making not just for more businesses, but for places for people to gather in community. I mean, can you speak to that a little bit, Janella?
Well, I think it's beautiful just to see the downtown being developed.
Yeah.
I think that's great. And I think the different variety of restaurants, we have so many places to eat, not just at the marketplace, but we have JP's, we have Gingick's, we have, go to our website, go to Castro Valley, www.eden.
areachamber.com.
There you go. So check our website out because all of our chamber members are listed there. So you can use that as your menu when you're going to check out Valentine's or date night. But yeah, I think it's great because we want it to be a walkable, just like Walnut Creek. You can just park and walk downtown and shop and eat and do all kinds of things with your family.
Yeah, and even take Bart here.
That's right. We have Bart right down the street.
Exactly.
So.
Well, what have you seen as far as the community aspect as we've been growing as a town? I mean, we've had these events, things like the car show and the fall festival. I mean, they seem to just keep growing and growing every year.
Oh, Gary can throw you numbers with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Our last one was Light Parade. we turn that into an event starting at 3 p.m., really showcasing food and fun for the whole family before the actual parade itself. We had over 20,000 people downtown. We had every school in Castro Valley participate. First year, every single school has participated. Record number of floats the last few years. It's been an absolute amazing event. Fall Festival continues to grow. Coming back out of the pandemic, our first 2 years were just huge. Everybody kind of was pent up, wanting to get out and do something.
Yeah, I think that had a lot to do with it, too.
Yeah, so
I think it was your idea to bring the booths to the light parade, because that hadn't been done before, making it like a mini fall festival.
Yeah, so we had brought some booths and stuff in the past, but it just never
Not to this level.
Yeah, it never became an event. And really, my goal was to take it from a parade to an entire event, so people could come down, they could eat, whether they're eating, at one of the booths that are in our area or one of all the local restaurants. I know feedback from many of the restaurants had record numbers,
Totally.
whether it was Fall Fest, whether it was Light Parade or the car show. Many of them had some of their best days of the year. So,
Yeah, if I can set the record straight on that, a lot of people say, oh, how can you bring food vendors when you want to support your local people? And it's like, bringing people to the street will bring business to the businesses. It just works that way. It just works out the way, and there's always record sales for every event we have with our local businesses. So it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, it really is building awareness and traffic. I mean, people that maybe
Exactly.
they didn't know that this business or brick and mortar business was there until they actually came out for an event, and now all of a sudden, hey, this is a florist here, or a cool restaurant that I didn't realize was here.
I forgot about the ice creamery.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Speaking of which, the ice creamery's gone under some changes. I mean, we've got Lord's is having a whole renovation.
That's what I've heard.
I mean, there's a lot of not just new businesses, but businesses that are upgrading, shall we say? And it's really cool to see that growing here in Castro Valley. The schools. That's one of the strongest points of people thinking about moving into Castro Valley. They think, well, the school districts are so great here, and there's a lot of demand to get into these school districts, and I think that is just sort of an added bonus for being a resident of Castro Valley.
That helps, yeah. But we do cover more than Castro Valley with the chamber. And
that's right.
Okay.
Eden area. Let's talk about that a little bit. So what falls into the area that you guys represent?
Yeah, so we cover almost all of the unincorporated Alameda County. So we have Castro Valley, we have Fairview, we have Ashland, Cherryland, Hayward Acres, and San Lorenzo, all in our area. The Castro Valley Chamber started off as the Castro Valley Chamber 87 years ago, I think it was. And from there, about 10 years ago, we had made the decision that we had a lot of underrepresented businesses in unincorporated Alameda County, and we wanted to expand to help them. So we kind of started that. Obviously, with COVID, we had some growth issues, not only outside of Castro Valley, but in as well. But we're doing lots of things outside. One of our meetings coming up is the San Lorenzo Business Alliance. Why don't you tell us about that, Janella?
So that meeting, it's happening on February 20th. It's going to be at Classic Burger, and that's at 12 o'clock, 12 to 1. So that's just a great opportunity, again, for networking. So San Lorenzo businesses, and any business really, can come there and we share. We usually have a topic. The last one we did, I think I asked about a pain point and something going good with your business, and maybe something the chamber can help with if there was a pain point that the business was having. So it's just to communicate and have another outreach of networking for our chamber members and potential chamber members, because everyone's invited.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Why would somebody want to consider becoming a member of the chamber if they're not already?
We have many, many chamber benefits. One of which is I don't know if Sandy can peek in and say hi, but she's our social media maven. She's incredible. Just say hi. They can hear you. Woohoo! So if you haven't met her yet, just check out our pages. You'll see all the social spotlights. So that's one of the huge, I think, added benefits. There's many, but being able to get a commercial from her, it's about a 30-second commercial to showcase your business. You call her, she'll come to you. You can have some B-roll set up. Otherwise, she'll just do some shots of you and talk to you about your business, what you offer, when you started, how you started, just some quick bullet points on your business. And then we blast that on all our socials and our YouTube, and we put it on our newsletter. So a lot of exposure that way. Plus your Google search. You can talk about that in the SEO. So
so the Chamber has its own website. And on that, you have a business listing. So in that business listing, Google really likes chambers. I'm not sure what their algorithm is or can even pretend to understand an algorithm. But if you Google, let's say, KMC Cleaners, they're actually out of San Lorenzo. And if you Google that in Castro Valley, a lot of the times the SEO result will put their chamber page even above their own page if they're not paying Google for that SEO exposure. Thank you. And one of the really cool things about it is, it's very inexpensive exposure. If you talk about paying Google, you're in the hundreds to the thousands of dollars a month for that kind of exposure, where your chamber membership's a few hundred a year. So if you take in all of the stuff between SEO, Sandy, come to a mixer.
I was just going to say our mixer is great for networking. And if you're a chamber member, you're free. You get to come in free.
Get involved in all those kinds of things. And we got numerous stories of where, people's businesses were either just starting or struggling, and really help turn it around with coming to us and get some of that help. We also do things. We help many people. We had some ARPA funding, and a lot of the local businesses weren't applying for that funding. So we went around to all businesses, members and not, and told them about it, marketed it, and even helped actually hundreds of them do the process to apply for that. So we brought $1 million in the unincorporated Alameda County. We had, I think there ended up being about 100 and something grants, and we had between 500 and 600 people apply. So many people applied, they had to do a lottery, and lots of people got a $5,000 or $10,000 grant. One I can think of right off was Tasty Tie, struggling post-pandemic. They were recipients of a $10,000 grant. So we help on so many levels.
That's amazing. Wow. It's funny, when we had the mixer for the best of, I had an interesting experience with a woman who works up at Patelco. I don't even know her name, but I go in there all the time, and we saw each other at the mixer. We just gave each other big hugs. It was like,
oh, that's so cool.
It was like, wow, we're both part of the chamber. And so it's kind of like this, like a family, kind of.
Definitely.
We
have a great community. Definitely.
Yeah. And it's really fun to explore the other businesses and the other personalities. It's not business. It kind of sounds like a sort of a stale word, like a building, but it's people. It's just people.
I had a realtor that came to our tri-mixer, which we did with Hayward and San Leandro, and it was really cute. She went around interviewing. Now, how many people did you meet today? How many new businesses did you connect with? And she, 3 people. I met an appraiser. I met someone that does taxes, and I met someone that works at the hospital. So networking works.
Yep, absolutely.
It really does.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question that might be controversial, and if you guys don't want to talk about it, that's okay. But there's this whole push to make Castro Valley into a city. And it's when I first moved in here 20 plus years ago, it was on the ballot and it got voted down. And I know there's some people that are working to revive that whole concept. Does the chamber have any, I don't know if it's a good idea, bad idea, but I was curious from a business perspective, do you guys have any position on that?
So the chamber at this point is neutral on the subject. We do have, we have a large 23 people on our board. Some people on our board like the idea. Some people on our board don't like the idea. Just like some of the community members both like the idea and don't like the idea. Our best thing, just like we are also a non-political chamber, so we don't endorse a specific candidate.
Just state the facts.
Right. We do candidate forums to help educate people to make their own decision.
Right.
And that's really the best thing I can say for the general public, is to educate themselves on what that would look like. Read the LAFCO reports, see what the funding looks like, get familiar with what like VLF is. That's kind of been one. Cities that incorporate now don't automatically get VLF. So that creates a little bit of a funding roadblock. Some cities have been able to get that back after they incorporate, but really educate yourself on what that means. And then depending on the process, be involved, right? Whether you're voting to incorporate or unincorporate, go vote. If you're voting for a mayor here or city council, go vote. If you're voting for a county supervisor, state assembly, go vote. It is your local elected officials are so important to your daily lives. I know a lot of controversy all the way up at the top, right? But and everybody looks at that, but for most people, this one may have some bigger effects than the normal presidential turnover, but most of the time your local officials have more effect to your daily life than a national one does. So be involved, educate yourself on the officials, educate yourself on the props and the things that are coming out, and get involved. Voter turnout's been, very low. I know the presidential one did increase that a little bit, but our next one that comes up will be the 2-year mark. So voting goes way down when it's not tied with a presidential election. So pay attention to the 2026 topics and what's out there, and go vote.
I think that's great advice. I mean, the local elections matter so much more to what our daily lives involve than these
Absolutely.
nationwide. I mean, it's all important, but specifically that local stuff. So I'd like to ask, so if somebody did want to consider becoming a member of the Chamber, what would be the best first step?
Oh, reaching out to any one of us at the Chamber. I mean, you can go to our website, of course, which is
EdenAreaChamber.com, and you can click on Join Now, and you can easily join. Once you, if you take that route and join, you will get the following month, Janella will give you a welcoming call, as well as your assigned an ambassador to kind of help you through the process. They'll be touching base with you monthly by email and every few months by phone call. But if you just need some information, you can reach out to any of our board members. You can reach out to myself, Gary at CastroValleyChamber.com, or Gary at EdenAreaChamber.com. Either email address. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I often, will do a quick Zoom call with somebody that may have a few questions. We love to get people involved, get new people, as well as hear from our existing ones and come up with new ideas and new ways to give more benefits to them.
kind of what our ambassadors are for, check-ins.
Tell me about that. There's an ambassador program.
Oh, yeah.
What is that all about?
So the ambassador program is something that I wanted to revamp this year and just make sure that we're hitting on target and actually reaching out to our members, current members. So they basically do a check-in and just say, hey, how are you enjoying the chamber? Did you know we have a mixer coming up? So giving them a personal touch, finding out what we're doing right, what we might be doing wrong, which, you know, if we're doing something wrong, it's because they're not taking advantage of the benefits.
Right.
So that's for us to remind them, hey, did you know we offer this? So they're basically there to check in and give them all of the details of what the chamber has to offer, especially because there's new things. So some chamber members just love the chamber and they stay on for years and years, but they don't realize that there's so many benefits that they could be taken advantage of. So it's their job to reach out and say, hey, did you know?
Right, and I guess the mixers are a huge part of that ongoing effort of
Every month
bringing people together. So
yeah.
is it a consistent the third Thursday, or is there a
Last
specific
Thursday.
the last
Fourth.
Thursday, fourth Thursday?
Fourth Thursday. Yep.
Okay, and always at a different location.
Yep. So the next one coming up is on February 27th at JP's Family Restaurant,
Nice.
5:30 to 7:30. And
Excellent.
if you're a chamber member, it's free.
Excellent. Well, another exciting thing that we haven't talked about yet is we're going to start doing this once a month, where we
Yes.
can actually have a conversation about what's going on currently with the chamber and try to help.
Yeah, we'll bring in board members, staff, just kind of let you know what their duty is, why they got involved in the chamber, just a bunch of different topics of, chamber chat.
Yeah, there you go. And speaking of which, I wanted to ask you, what is the difference? You are officially the chair and Gary is the president. I'm curious, what is the difference between a chair and a president?
So the chair, I work with the board. So we talk about everything that has to do with our community and businesses, and we make decisions as a whole, where then we take it over to Gary, and he helps us execute it.
Gotcha.
He basically does a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah, I take the board's vision and turn it into reality. So, they come up with an idea like hiring somebody to make videos. And so I go out and...
Best hire ever.
Yep.
Best hire ever. Well, besides you.
Oh, okay. No, and then I find people, interview people, select them. I bring them to the board for final approval, but then work with them and get them self-sufficient. Sandy was easy. Lots of our more recent hires have been super easy to get off and running. We had a newer admin. Our last admin had moved out of state. So we have a new admin, Natalie, and she's been doing fantastic. We maintain 2 offices. We have one on East 14th in Ashland, and we have one here in Castro Valley. Our Castro Valley office is by appointment, so reach out. I can meet you there most any time that I'm not busy doing podcasts or other things. And also our East 14th maintains office hours 10:30 to 3:30 Monday through Thursday. And then we also do some different events in conjunction there. We're going to start doing a couple like open houses where people can just pop in. We'll have the majority of our staff hang out. People can just stop in.
Yeah, if you're driving down East 14th past Ashland, just look to your right. You'll see we got a new facelift. The Ashland office. Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Huh.
Yeah,
it looks great.
Economic and Civic Development of Alameda County helped us out with a grant to update the office. Yeah, so we got new signage, new window clings, new paint, new front door. It's looking real nice.
I think I saw a social media post with Todd, was it?
Oh, I was going to say something about Todd next. I'd say we would be remiss if we didn't mention him. Todd is our immediate past chair, and he put some big shoes for me to fill. He's actually got this momentum going, and so I'm just trying to keep it up. His goal was to get 400 members last year, and he got that goal. My goal is 500, and I think we're at 416, he said.
Wow.
So, and it's only February. Yep. So if you're out there listening, become a chamber member. You will love it.
Excellent. Well, sorry, go ahead, Gary.
You're okay. Some people always ask me, though, like, why do numbers matter, right? I get that a lot. And the more people that are involved, the louder our voice gets. If you have an issue, whatever it is, and we, as the chamber community, represent, let's say, 90% of the businesses in town. That's a very loud voice. If you represent 10% of the community, you're not a very loud voice. So we have been, as to what Janella said, we've been growing. We've went from 222 to 416. This allows us several things. One, a louder voice, but two, just more breathing room to be able to do more things, bring more...
And more mixing opportunities,
more
businesses to meet each other.
More places, yes,
Definitely.
Absolutely. So the bigger we get, the more impact we can have on the overall community.
That's great. The old warrior saying strength in numbers. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Totally.
One of the things I found really interesting with working with other businesses is sharing not just the triumphs, but also the difficulties. And how do you deal with this situation or that situation? Even though they may be completely different businesses, they oftentimes face very similar challenges.
I have him call Gary, and then Gary takes care of it. No, that's how everyone says. Whenever we make a call, it's something's going wrong, we call Gary, and he always handles it. So.
Yeah, several things, right? One was marketing, right? A lot of small businesses don't really understand social marketing. So we not only do things like lunch and learns. So Janella's done a few. She will do another one this year because they tend to be more popular on just some basic social media for business type stuff. Sandy's going to do one too on a little bit more advanced social media marketing. We get that a lot. We get a lot of things around the permitting process, procedures, stuff like that. So I put them in the right in with the right contact with the county to be able to fulfill that. Any type of issue that a business has, we try hard, just like the SEO we talked about a little bit ago. Again, a lot of businesses don't understand search engine optimization. And I don't say, like I said earlier, I don't understand everything about it, but I understand it enough to help you get better results.
Right.
And when you're front page on Google, it makes a huge difference in your traffic.
Because nobody goes to the second page.
Nope. Definitely not. Well, that's great. I mean, it just is a really a good, supportive community that really is focused on helping everybody get better and come together in community.
Absolutely.
So is there anything that I haven't asked you guys about that you wanted to cover today?
No, I just think we have an amazing board, and hopefully people will come to our mixers and meet into our events, because it's great for people to meet the people behind the scenes.
Definitely
Supporting the chamber.
Let's remind everybody when that mixer is coming up next.
That mixer's coming up on February 27th. It's a Thursday evening at JP's Family Restaurant right here in Castro Valley, and that's 5:30 to 7:30. $10 if you're not a chamber member, but you can join that night, and then we'll let you in for free.
And there was one thing I learned at the mixer, the best of, that I thought was interesting is you get a 2-minute spiel. I forget, there's something that you can
get.
To...
So if you bring a raffle prize, the big mixer, we didn't do it because we knew it was going to be a big event.
Right.
It was a little different. But if you come to one of our regular mixers and you bring whatever kind of raffle prize. Someone said, does it have to be from my business? I said, no, it could be a bottle of wine. Most of the time there's alcohol. So just bring a raffle prize and you can have a 20 to 30 second commercial on your business.
That's great. That's
which is
powerful.
really cool. It's fun.
Definitely.
It's fun.
Well, especially if you were trying to get the word out about your business and you may be, struggling with awareness. I mean, what a great way to get your business in front of a lot of really
totally
supportive people that want to help you out and that have the wherewithal and the connections to do that.
Oh, yeah. And it's fun because people are winning a prize from you and you give them your card. So it's just making connections.
Definitely.
And if you're somebody that's a little more shy and want to bring a prize, you can give us a quick script and we'll do the shout out for you. Because we understand some people getting in front of people.
Because we give you a mic and so
terrifying.
People are afraid of the mic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you still want to participate, no problem. Myself or Janella can do a shout out for you. We have no problem with that.
Great. Excellent. Well, I'm hoping that we'll drive some traffic to the Chamber website and get some more numbers, get those numbers up for you. And
would love it.
Looking forward to the mixer myself and definitely
looking forward to the next podcast.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Continuing this, it's really been great to talk with you guys and to learn more about what the Chamber does and
you as well,
how it's growing.
Thanks for having us.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we're excited to have another local outlet. We have a few different ones, and growing the hyper local kind of news podcast scene is awesome and amazing. I think it's a great growth story for the area.
Definitely. The more exposure, the better.
Absolutely. And taking it into the new technology and expanding on what we can do through connection and really experimentation. Appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today.
Thank you for having us.